Welcome, Canada, to Experience Alberta. It is season 3, episode 16 of the A Travel Talk Show. This is our second to last show of our season 3. Do not worry, we will be back for season 4 in October or November of this year with a whole new slew of adventures, and we'll have some of our regular seekers back, and I'm sure we'll have some new faces for you to see. I am your co-host, Greg Gerard of the ehCanada Marketing Group. My co-host tonight is the top 2023 Canada Adventure Seeker Influencer, the great Andrea Horning, aka Adventures with Ange. Let me tell you a little bit about Andrea from Alberta. Andrea has a whopping, yeah, I said whopping, 255,574 influencer points already in 2024. She has published over 221 photo galleries. Many of them are monster galleries with 20 or more photos. And she has over 78 videos that she has really put together documenting adventures, bumps, bruises, with her co host, Little Seeker, often joining her on her adventure. So, welcome to the show, the great Andrea from Alberta.
Hi, Greg. Thanks for having me, and thanks for the awesome introduction. As always, I'm excited to be here to share a variety of adventure destinations with you today.
Excellent. And just so for all of you that are joining us today, I have put Andrea's profile link in the chat. This allows you to go check out those monster photo galleries and those videos. And if you're doing any adventures in Alberta and BC or Saskatchewan, because Andrea, she likes to cross borders, will be able to help you in those adventures as well. So what we're going to start with today is this is a live broadcast beaming down to you from a poutine-filled Canada Adventure Seeker satellite. This satellite is our International Maple Leaf Space Station, and it's going to be broadcasting our show out to you on Facebook. Facebook, YouTube, and X. I always want to say Twitter for some reason, but it is X, which is formerly Twitter. So, Andrea, this is your last show of the season. It's a sad day in a lot of ways. It's a nice day in a lot of ways because it launches really the summer adventure season. We are going to hit a home run tonight, people, because Andrea came to the show fully prepared. She is going to be a beaver cutting down trees. She's like a wolf pack howling in the night. She's like an orca breaching in the waves, causing a big splash. She is going to make a huge impression on you tonight. So, Andrea, tease us. Tell us what you have in store.
So for my final show tonight, I thought we could take a look at the upcoming nice weather season ahead. Some camping areas, some of my favorite Alberta destinations, just a few of them, worthy of a day trip or longer. And then I thought I would highlight the Crowsnest Pass as a bucket list destination. It's like a mini Banff without the park pass required. And I'm just kind of excited for hopefully giving you guys some new ideas to get out there this season.
Perfect. So, Andrea, I believe what we have full is your first video, which you have prepared for our viewers tonight and for viewers that follow us in later time zones. Is we're going to talk a little about, sort of like in a big nutshell, all the Alberta adventures that are available to us, from hiking to climbing and all over the place, because you really do it all. And I think you're going to sort of give us a quick peek into what is available in Alberta.
Yeah, a bit of a variety of things to do, that's for sure, and all over the province. So depending on weather, this and that, you can, yeah, hopefully find somewhere new this year.
Excellent. And if you do want any advice on where to go in Alberta, and especially if it's off the beaten track, because that's what us seekers do, a lot of the cases we go off track, by all means, check out any of the seekers' profiles. And if it's Alberta, Andrea is a great source of information to help you in real time, real people doing real things. So let's start off with this video from Alberta, and Andrea is going to be kind enough to give us the play-by-play.
So as the nice weather starts approaching, I think everybody's getting ready for camping season and making some plans. Banff is on everybody's list when you come to Alberta. It can be a little bit hard to actually secure your campsite during the peak season, but you can get in and out of Banff pretty quickly. Pop into downtown, go visit Lake Louise, and take the bus to Moraine Lake. It's definitely a must-do. There's some
Mm-hmm.
easy trails there. And then pack a picnic and head to one of the many day use areas, Cascade Ponds, Lake Minnewanka, Two Jack Lake. And you can do, again, some easy trails there and get all that mountain scenery. Of course, the wildlife, you never know what you're going to see. I did see that porcupine in the Lake Louise area. And then if you want to summit a mountain really easy, hop on a horse. It's a great way to guarantee you stay on the timeline as well. My friend had never been to the mountains and never been on a horse before, and she did great on this 3 hour tour. We went to the Lake Louise Ski House, so it was 3 hours. Brewster Adventures took us up there, and it's beautiful scenery. You're overlooking Lake Louise as you're going up, but the horses have the right of way on the trails, so you actually get to stay on your timeline, like I said.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going to move to the southwest pocket of the province, Castle Provincial Parks. As you can see, beautiful lakes, mountains. There's even equestrian campgrounds there. So for horseback riding, there's actually horse campgrounds here. As far as trails go, there's mountain summits, easy interpretive loop trails, so it doesn't matter your skill level. The wildlife down here is amazing. I always see moose when I'm down here. It's almost like a guarantee that I'm going to find a moose while I'm driving around in the castle area. And of course, waterfalls. I always try to find a
Oh
waterfall.
yeah.
All right, the scenery here, if you're into photography, you should be pretty happy with your pictures when you get home from the castle region. It's just phenomenal. So the park is split into two, Castle Wildland Provincial Park and Castle Provincial Park. Castle Wildland Provincial Park, you are allowed to backcountry camp. Castle Provincial Park is where you'll find front country camping, so the campgrounds that are actually quite nicely treed in. So that's the perk in southern Alberta. It can be a little windy. And then this gem, Writing on Stone Provincial Park, such a unique area of the province. Uh, you can do self-guided tours through these sandstone formations. You can check out petroglyphs. There is, of course, the Milk River and just the most amazing prehistoric looking background. Um, Very different. You can do guided tours to some of the restricted areas. That's the Hafner Coulee hike. That was really cool. The campground is actually open year round. They have comfort cabins, which are open in the summertime. Of course, a camp store. The campground is tucked into the bottom left there, so you can see how you're actually fully surrounded by these neat, cool hoodoos, I guess, big sandstone structures. It used to be the ocean floor. Again, there's a lot of history here that you can really, really get into. And the Milk River's right here. So if you have time, you can jump in at the Weir Bridge and do a nice 3 hour float back to the campground. And it's only a 10-minute drive to the bridge. And then I want to play a little game. Can you spot the rattlesnake?
I think I see. There it is.
There it is, right? So that
Yeah.
area does have rattlesnakes. It's kind of unique in that way.
Yeah.
Uh, Buffalo Lake is just a great family camping area, great summer destination. It's just northeast of Calgary, about 2 hours. Amazing campgrounds. There's many campgrounds actually around Buffalo Lake. Sandy beaches, and the water is warm enough to swim, which is pretty rare in Alberta. So that was a nice thing to find. And the surrounding area, so Stettler, Denalda, the world's biggest lamp. It's fun to get out and travel. And this one, this is way up in the northeast, Dilbury Lake
Oh.
Provincial Park. I fell in love with this campground. It's got a waterfront sandy beach playground. Again, very swimmable water. It's warm, great fishing, and there's lots of other lakes actually in the area too. The wildlife. So it was as hot as Alberta gets when we were here, and this squirrel seemed a little thirsty, and he did so. But the wildlife up here is amazing, and because you're on the northeast border, you're on the Saskatchewan Alberta border. The sight lines are amazing, so the animals can't really get away from you.
Mm-hmm.
If you're into road tripping while you're on an adventure, the Great Sandhills are really close by, which is a super cool thing to see in Saskatchewan. But no matter where you go around the province, we have so many of these unique, oversized roadside attractions to look out for. Just keep your eyes out for that. And then I added the Northern Lights in here because a lot of people think it's a winter event, but these were all taken between April and August. So you have to stay a
Wow.
little bit later, but they do happen throughout the summer as well. So keep your eyes peeled.
Wow. One thing I got to admit, my brother Colin always bugs me about this, is I've only seen one moose in my life.
Wow.
I know one moose, and I got moose repellent somewhere's on me or something. Because every time Colin's out in the bush or doing something, he'll see a whole bunch. But when I'm along, we don't get to see any. And I'm really upset about that because I love wildlife watching. I'd love to see some moose, but from the sound of it, you've seen like a whack of them.
Yeah, and majority in the castle area. So, and just driving around. So, just go for a little road trip. You don't need to like spend a whole weekend in these places. Just go for a drive. They're very rewarding. But yeah, the moose, tons of them down there.
Unbelievable. Yeah. So the other thing too is I'm going to give kudos to Andrea because Andrea has done a fabulous, like she's an adventure holic, and she's really good at taking a lot of photos and she takes the time to share them. And kudos to you, Andrea, because it does take effort. But you also have all your stuff does really well online. All your stuff does really gets a lot of comments. And one thing I do like is your selfies, like the ones where you're on a cliff and you got your arms way out, or you're in that I don't know what if it's a hole or what you're in there, that one with the blue sky and you got rock all around you. Like those are pictures you frame when you want when you build up your own woman cave. You could frame all this stuff. It's absolutely wonderful photos. Very well done.
Thank you. Yeah, I definitely love picture collecting, I guess you could say.
Yeah, and it's nice because with Colin and I, when we went across Canada for those 12 years, I mean, you look back at those pictures and you're going, wow, I remember that. Wow, that was incredible. It's just a great reminder of how great life is when you're out exploring and adventuring.
It's very true. Very true. Fill the
Yeah.
memory bank.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So, Andrea, our next video, again, a great job. As I look through it, I'm going, wow, wow, wow. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that. So, Andrea, our next video covers some adventures in what's called the Crow's Nest Pass, which is, I think you've mentioned it a few times. It's very underrated. Maybe you can give us a little sneak peek of what we're about to look at.
Yeah, so the pass is really cool. As I mentioned, it's kind of like a little mini Banff without needing the park pass. It's on part of the Rocky Mountains,
Mm-hmm.
the Continental Divide, the Alberta BC border. It's jam-packed in mountain scenery, lakes, everything that you could want all in one little area. It's not even like that big and spread out.
Yep, yep. And a special hi to Lisa Muldoon from Ontario. My brother gave me a little dig about, he calls me the Mooseless Pro. And also a special hi to Melvina White here in Merritt, who's a loyal watcher, a local one. And nice to see you all there. Great comments. Keep them coming. So we're going to jump over to Crow's Nest Pass. Fabulous route. We've done it a few times, and Andrew's going to walk us through some of the highlights.
So welcome to the Crow's Nest Pass. It is a highway running east to west, if you're running from Calgary, that is called the Crow's Nest Highway or Highway 3. One of the best parts of heading to the Crow's Nest for me is actually the drive there. I like the slow sloping foothills that start. The mountains don't just abruptly start right away. The back road scenery is simply amazing. And then one of the other awesome spots along the way is actually Lundbreck Falls. This is a four-season waterfall. It's like a mini Niagara Falls, the double falls there. But it's great for swimming, fishing, and anyone can see this because you just pull up in the parking lot and those are your views. Like you don't even have to do
Unreal.
any hiking. Yeah, it's really impressive waterfall. So just a great pit stop when you're on the way to the pass. We always stop here.
Is
It's
that it? Frozen?
yes, yes.
Wow.
Yeah, it's impressive. And then, of course, the Burmese tree, the most photographed tree in Alberta, marks the eastern entrance to the pass and has for centuries. The pass has a whole bunch of waterfalls to check out. So Star Creek Falls, Allison Creek Falls, and then Rainbow Falls, just to mention a few. There are many different lakes and rivers. So fishing is a great outdoor adventure to do while you're in the pass. This area is teeming with history, though, so you can do little driving tours through the town or walking tours. It's a coal mining community, so there's lots of different monuments and old buildings and ruins of what once was. You'll find both provincial and national historic sites down in the pass, and of course, you can't really mention the pass without acknowledging Frank's Slide. So that was Canada's most deadly rock slide that happened on April 29th, 1903 at 4 a.m. when 110 million tons of rock slid off of Turtle Mountain there that you see. There's a
Wow.
yeah, a really awesome interpretive center there that you can go through or a self-guided tour that you can do. There's four communities that make up the pass. Well, more than four, but four main ones. Bellevue, Coleman, Frank, and Blairmore. So lots of things to do for the kids, park, school, splash pad, of course, restaurants. You'll find lots of places to eat, even a bakery to grab your road trip snacks. Um, it's one of the cool, fun places that you can, like I
Mhm.
said, check out without needing a park pass. So you're just free to roam around. The scenery here, I really like the character of the mountains. I mean, every mountain's unique, but I find the mountains in the past to be, I don't know, super cool. There's even a ghost town that you can quad into or hike. Right, they're always so fun to check out, but the trails here are endless and they're actually mostly pretty easy. A lot of family-friendly trails, so you're not always just climbing mountains when you're in the pass, even though it looks like it because you're surrounded. But endless areas to check out. Somebody made some art from a rock slide. It's just super beautiful. Like you can see the blue water. It's not just in Banff that you get those crystal clear lakes. Camping, tons of camping opportunities. And if you're not into camping, there are motels and hotels around there, so you can stay dry. But spring is one of my favorite times to get out to the Crow's Nest. Everything kind of comes alive. The flowers are so colorful, endless, like orchids and the columbias. Um, just going for a spring back road drive through the pass is super rewarding, whether it's the Misty Mountains or the animals that like to come out. A lot of the animals come out when it's raining, and you never know who you will see. And yeah, spring, everything just comes alive and comes out again. So I'm really looking forward to the nice weather ahead. Of course, Crow's Nest is bear country. Bring your bear spray. Be very smart about your food. Pay attention if it's fresh tracks. That's obviously not. This bird, I watched him for a few minutes actually swimming upstream. It was really impressive. I have to ask Dr. Sonia what kind of bird this is, but he was very, very strong swimmer. Um, Overall, just a visit to the pass, whether it's a day trip or you actually have time to spend down here, it's super rewarding. There's lots of quad trails, but actually there really is tons of off-roading trails that you can check out here. There's even a plane crash trail, pretty much connected to the castle region, because the Crow's Nest is just actually north of the castle park, so you could do it all if you wanted in a day. But definitely spend some time and get out to the pass if you can. It's just over 2 hours, 2.5 hours from Calgary, so it's not too bad for a day trip.
Hmm. I think one of the important things too that, and Andrea, you can back me on this or not, but I think one of the big things about the Crow's Nest is that it's stunning scenery. Trails, many are family oriented, and it's also it's not you don't have to have a park pass. A lot of it is like open territory. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the way it is there, right?
It is a lot of it's just provincial recreation areas and stuff like that. And to note that, so our national parks all require you to have a park pass, even for day use entry, where most Alberta provincial parks don't require that. There are a couple that do, Kananaskis, I think, for example, but most you don't need a pass just to go spend some time, hang out, check it out. So kind of a bit of a
Hmm.
perk. People on a budget this year, which I know a lot of people are.
Yep, yep. A lot of the comments in the chat there are saying, beautiful video, Andrea, picture perfect, love the flowers, woohoo, awesome times. Thank you, Andrea, for sharing. So it's your videos on your closing episode before we hopefully you come back next year and do it again. But your videos are a big hit on this one, and I think we've just increased the travelers to the Crow's Nest Pass with your last video. I know I'm going to put you on the spot here, but you know when you drive on the highway and it's a very famous mountain. Everyone sees it. It's that one that goes up like this, and it's around at the top. Very, it sticks out like a sore thumb when you cross in the Crow's Nest. Do you know what that one's called?
Top of my
I
head, no. Did I
Yeah,
have it in
it's
the
a tough
picture?
one.
The one in the picture there?
Yeah, it was in one of your pictures. It stands by itself, but boy, you can't miss it when you're traveling the highway.
I
And
can't.
I should know it too, but I don't. Maybe somebody in the chat knows it, but
Mm-hmm. Maybe, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mama Horning says beehive. I don't know if that's it.
Beehive was the Lake Agnes one. There, that was a similar shape, but Beehive is in Banff area.
Sorry, Mama Horning. Wrong
Good guess,
area.
though. Very
Good
good.
guess. Very good guess. Better than anything I came up with.
Thanks.
So good job. Andrea, thank you very much. You've been such a blast meeting once a month with us. I really enjoy our shows. You're so full of so much information. You make us all very proud. And thank you for that. Is there anything you'd like to say before we close out?
Just kind of in the sense of Alberta this year, it might be a bit of a tricky year. We went into the winter on some water advisories, and we're coming out on water advisories. So if you can be a little bit conservative with your water this year, we are going into a drought year. That would be kind of handy. Some water areas might not look the same as they usually do. That and forest fires, because it's been so dry. If you can be fire smart this year, make sure your fire's out 110%, and
Mm.
just be safe out there and have fun. But otherwise, thank you to Greg and Colin and ehCanada and all the other adventure seekers for this awesome season. It's been really fun seeing everybody else's experiences and adventures and being able to share mine with you all. So thank you. I hope to see you all again next year. Next season.
Very well, very, very, very well said. And again, Andrea's link, so you can capture her hundreds and hundreds of photos and videos that she has put on, and then you add in all the other seekers all across the country. We're dealing with now thousands of photos and videos. So at any time, it's 24/7 live, real people doing real adventures in real time. Make sure you tune into the Travel Talk online, and you can follow them through the summer, because I could tell you right now there's going to be some great stuff being posted into the summer. If you would like to be a Canada Adventure Seeker and join us and join our group, we meet one a month. We talk adventures, we talk everything under the sun. We will make it really easy for you. I put a link up into the chat, and you can click on it, and it's a right easy little forum. Sign up, and then hopefully we see you at our next meeting. If you can watch tourism, you can be tourism, you can agree or disagree with the tourism reviews, but it all comes down to this. We all love the outdoors. We can all be a positive change for the outdoors, and we are the ambassadors for the outdoors. So please get off the couch, see your own community. If you don't have it, you can go for a hike, you can go to some of our local parks. It doesn't cost you anything. The only thing it costs is effort. Effort is a wonderful tool, and let's make sure that we try to use that. You can learn and you can play and you can provide a lot more by watching us and joining us on the live Travel Talk. All of us will be there this summer. And remember, people, you are what you adventure. So plan smarter, book better, stay longer, get out there, feel the sun, feel the wind, feel the air. Be there, invite your friends who might not get out as much, get them addicted to being outdoors, and get them excited about where they live, work, and play. And it's very easy, because every community has an adventure in your backyard. So again, join us next week, Wednesday, March 27th at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and sorry, my Newfoundland friends, 10:30 p.m. But you can always come back to us and watch it on our socials. You can watch it the next day. My co-host next week will be Canada Adventure Seeker Influencer Mama Horning, Miss Carrie Horning. She'll be joining us, and please cheer her on. She has a whole bunch of adventures to share. And see you again next week. And may the maple leaf be with you, Canada. Peace out. Take care. We'll see you next week.
Bye.